have spent time in prison, normally people takes a lot for a person to trust you again or believe that you won't reoffend again, and treat you like a person that don't have a so-called criminal background. We have all fallen short. We have all done things wrong, but everybody deserves second and third chances. And while individuals who have done things wrong certainly deserves punishment, but when you are sent to prison, you are sent to prison as punishment, and when you come out, should be debt forgiven. We get about 10 to 15 calls a day from Department of Correctional facilities throughout the state asking, do we have a bed? When a lot of ex-offenders first encountered with our organization, they were more of an unbelief that it was individuals out there that were willing to help them become productive. Two-man room, got a vacancy, but it's taken. The beds that we have that's empty is already spoken for. We just waiting on them to come. When a person comes to our facility, for at least the first 2 weeks until they find employment, we have to provide food, shelter, and clothing because they don't have any of those things. Certainly there were agencies that provided treatment for individuals who were suffering from addiction, but when it came to a person returning from prison and the ability to find employment, I found was the biggest issue. Pretty much two parts: an unforgiving community as well as individuals who weren't adequately prepared to be employed. Our goal is to have them ready to integrate into their own apartment or more of a permanent supportive housing type program within 6 months. They have incarceration in common. So they all are aware that in a facility, they were all equipped to make 25 decisions a day. Most of us that aren't incarcerated have to make 300 decisions a day. So they work together to prioritize decisions so that they can empower one another to make more and more decisions, but make better decisions and wiser decisions. They enjoy cooking their own meals. They work it out amongst themselves. We have tried to do it in what we consider a more organized fashion, but they do it the way they feel is more organized. We only get involved when we do our house meeting and we find out that there's an issue. They build typically a group consciousness that has become now positive versus what might have been negative in the past. That they know that we have to work together to change a whole reality of a group of individuals that are typically looked down upon or shunned. So that helps them build a positive group consciousness with that awareness, because they all have the same reality. And so we find that to be good.
For the vast majority of people who we send off to the Department of Corrections, they're going to return to our community one day. And the issue is, how do you want them to come back? Here's the numbers. There are 40,000 people in the North Carolina Department of Corrections as we sit here today. 27,000 of them will be getting out this year and next year and every year thereafter. So you can see for many people within the Department of Corrections, there's on a short-term sentence. 60% of them will reoffend and be back within the next 3 years under the current rate of things. So this is both a public safety issue and a moral one to see that our ex-offenders are succeeding.
As the sheriff, my main focus is to make this a safer county and to reduce the crime level. And when I look at a program like Linc, that's what it does. It is actually a crime fighting partner with me that will help transition when people go to jail or prison and they've served their time. What Linc does is it kind of takes them from the jail back into the community and allows them to be productive citizens.
Linc gives them an opportunity, helps them find work, makes certain that they're in their beds and with some kind of a structured lifestyle.
The individuals that live in our facility must be out by 8 o'clock, either working or looking for work. We ensure that within 7 days they have a health and medical checkup. They must get a full physical within 7 days. And if they are living in our facility and they do not have a GED, they must be in a GED class.
My name is Keith Brantley, and I'm a graduate of the Linc program. I found Linc through incarceration. I was in prison, and I found Linc after I got out of prison. And Linc gave me the opportunity to start my whole entire life all over again. I'm a former gang member. I'm a former leader of a gang. I was involved in alcohol and drugs for over 20 years. And when I just got out of prison this last time, I found the Linc program. And Linc gave me an opportunity to start my life over.
Well, a conversation actually happened at Linc when it was first birthed with the residents in our residential facility, and the director asked them what was the age range that most of them started to get in trouble and have problems with the law. And the common age range was 16 and 21. So from that, the LIGHT program was birthed.
Before the LIGHT program, I was a young and distraught youth. I was in a gang involvement and selling drugs. But since I've been in the LIGHT program, since I've recently been home from incarceration, the Linc program has given me opportunities that I probably would have never had in my life before, such as employment skills, educational opportunities. It's been very wonderful, and I know I can't be where I'm at right now without the help of Mr. Frankie Roberts.
When I came to the Linc program, I was in a lot of trouble. I had caught a couple charges. I had got kicked out of high school, but I managed to graduate. But in where I'm from, Wilmington, North Carolina, it's hard to be positive once you actually caught charges because it's a retirement town. And what I mean by retirement town, meaning that it's not really too many ways to come up in this town unless you already have money, So when I came to the Linc program, a lot of jobs wouldn't hire me because of my pending charges. I couldn't even get a job at McDonald's because of my pending charges. And the Linc program has done so much for me. Every time I see Mr. Frank and Deidre, I let them know.
A program like Linc is just extremely valuable for the community.
It saves us not only from our police department, but it also serves us on our judicial side, because these people then go through the whole judicial process, which costs us a lot of money. And at the end of the day, it's money well spent. It's a resource that is well used, and they do a tremendous job for our community.
The cost to keep someone in the jail, in our jail, is approximately $80 to $100 per day.
For one person to stay incarcerated a year, it's $28,000. For us to rehabilitate that same one person, it costs us about $25,000 to $3,000.
And I'm so proud that when you look around the 100 counties of North Carolina, one of the best examples of what is possible and what can be done to really look at this problem from a holistic standpoint exists right here in our backyard in New Hanover County with Linc. This is a leader not just in our area, but for the entire region and state. And we need to make sure that it succeeds. It can only succeed with the help of the people listening now.
We need as much help with funding as we can get, and the more the better. And I'm ready to see my city change, and I'm ready to see the youth around here change.
Linc helps these people get jobs, get established, get on their feet. and does a tremendous job in keeping those people employed and making them productive citizens for our community.